This is Chapter 7, Lesson 4, Homework Practice. Solve and write two-step equations. We're going to be doing the odds. So let's look at number 1. Four h plus 6 equals 30. Now the only thing difference between one-step and two-step equations is you got two steps instead of one. So let's look at the numbers. Let's get all of our whole numbers together. Okay, let's get all of the numbers together. Then we'll worry about the variable. So I want to move 6 over here. Well, to cancel 6 on this side, you have to do the opposite. So if I have a positive 6, I'm going to subtract 6. Subtract 6, cancel it out, bring this down because it's still left. 4h equals 24. Now then, that was the first step. Not bad. Step 2. We want to solve for h. And again, what do? It's multiplying, so we have to do the opposite, which is divide. And that's your two-step equations. Not bad at all. Let's look at number 3. Negative 3t plus 6 equals 0. Again, let's work with our whole numbers. So if I have a positive 6, I want to get 6 off of this side and bring it to this side. So subtract 6, so that cancels out. What you do to one side, you must do to the other side. And bring what's left down. Negative 3t equals negative 6. Okay, that was your first step. Second step, it's going to be look at t, and it's multiplying. So we're going to divide by a negative 3. To cancel that out, negative 3t. Remember your integer rules. Let's look at 5. We have 5k minus 7 equals negative 7. I want to get my whole number over for my first step, get all my numbers together. So I need to add 7 to cancel this out, add 7 over here. Bring my 5k down because it's still left. If you have a negative 7 and a positive 7, that gives you 0. This really stumped some of you, but it shouldn't. Just keep on working. So now then, I find my variable. I want to get it by itself, isolate it. So if it's multiplying, you're going to divide. Okay, equals 0 divided by 5 is 0. Number 7. I believe she did this one in class on your notes. So everyone should have it. Negative 1/5 b minus 2/5 equals negative 2. Okay, we're just working with fractions. It's really not that bad. But, okay, this is just going complete negative here. Sorry. I don't know why I put like 2 negatives. It's just a negative. Okay. So I need to get 2/5 over to the other side. So if I'm subtracting it, I've got to add 2/5. That will cancel out. So then I have to add 2/5 over here. Sorry, couldn't see. I'm going to bring down my negative 1/5 b equals. Now then, to add this, I've got to have a common denominator. Actually, if I'm just adding 2/5 to 2, it's going to be 2 2/5. But to finish, I'm going to have to make a improper fraction. Okay, so if I have 2 2/5, let's just do the C trick. So now it's 10, 12 over 5. Okay, we just added 2/5 and turned it into an improper fraction. So 12/5. Oh wait, nope, it's a -2. So I'm sorry, I didn't see the negative there. So we're going to have to do -2 over 5. But then if I multiplied the 1 by 5, this will be 10. So this would be -10 over 5, because I converted -2 over 1 to have the common denominator, because you have to when you're adding and subtracting fractions. And then we're going to add 2/5. So if I have a -10, I'm adding 2. It's going to be a -8 over 5. I'm going to just move everything down. Good thing she went over this one in class with you, because I'm making a mess. And so then I want to get b by itself. So if it's multiplying, you divide. But in fractions, remember, keep it, change it, flip it. Okay, so instead of dividing, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is the -5 over 1. Let's go take our negative, make sure, yep, it's negative. And then that leaves me with b equals, so multiply this by -5 over 1. And should get -8 times -5 is 40 over 5, which is improper, and it turns into, oh, you can do that. See? Gotta stop working out all these out for y'all. Okay, solve that one. It's improper. Make it into a proper fraction. Number 9. Three fourths f plus 5 equals a -5. So I'm going to work with my whole numbers first. I'm going to cancel this out. Okay, I'm going to get all my whole numbers together, cancel that out, and that's going to bring me 3/4 f equals -10. Okay, so I need to get 3/4 off of f, which normally it's multiplying, so you divide, but we're working with fractions, so we keep it, change it, flip it. So we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So we do the same over here. So that canceled out. You have f equals, and multiply that out. Make sure it's in proper form. I would not do a decimal. I would use a fraction. Okay, remember your negative here. Okay, 11. Oops, said 11, wrote 10. This one has a decimal, so it's throwing some of you off too. And plus, everything's on the right-hand side, and we're moving it to the left. No big deal. Oh, can't see it. Okay, so let's start with get all of our whole numbers together over here. So if I have a -7, I'm going to add 7 to both sides, which leaves you with 0.2m. And so if I have +7 plus 3, that should be a 10. And then you're simply going to divide by 0.2. Okay, I'm going to let you do this division, because remember, when you're doing the division, you're going to have 10 divided by 0.2. Move your decimal over. Okay? Move your decimal over one spot. Okay, number 13. Okay, word problems are kind of throwing you guys off too. The kitten weighed about 100 grams when born and gained 7 to 15 grams per day. If a kitten weighed 100 grams at birth and gained, okay, we started off with 100 and gained 8 grams per day plus 8 grams per day. How many days will it take the kitten to triple its weight? I want this to be tripled its weight. So how can I triple this? Times 3. And that would be 300. Okay? So now we're just solving for x. But that's how you set that one up. And on the last ones, I'm only going to set them up for you. You can work them out. Okay. Let's look at number 1 on the back. It cost $12 to attend a golf clinic at the local pro buckets of balls for practice with a local pro, period. Buckets of balls for practice during the clinic cost $3 each. How many buckets can you buy at the clinic if you have spent $30? Okay. We have $30 to spend. It's $12 to attend, and it's $3 per bucket. Okay? And remember, when you're on your word problems, that you have to label your answers in words. Like this would be so many buckets. We want to see how many buckets can we buy? How many buckets? So when you answer, your answer is in buckets. And on the other side, I believe it's dollars. Nope. What was it? It's weight. It's in days. So number 13's in days. Label your answers. Okay, label your answers. Number 3. An online retailer charges $6.99 plus 55 cents per pound to ship to electronics purchases. How many pounds is a DVD player for which the shipping charges is $11.94? So $11.94 is what we're aiming to get. Starting off with $6.99 plus your 55 cents per pound. Okay, so your answer would be something pounds. Number 5. Miss Jackson earned a $500 bonus for signing a 1-year contract to work as a nurse. Her salary is $22 per hour. If her first week's check, including the bonus, is $1,204, how many hours did Miss Jackson work? Okay, this was her total. She has a bonus of $500 plus $22 per hour. Okay, so solve that, and your answer is in how many hours? All right, if you have any questions, you can ask them on Google Classroom.